Yo, every Wednesday night, you better tune in tight at 7 p.m. CST. We bring in that insight. Halas Hall Report, best podcast in the game. Stats and facts, you'll remember the name. Host Ken Dub got the knowledge on lock. Co-host Woody the Bear fan, talking all that talk. 3 Bear fans chilling, opinions on the side. We're here for the love, riding that Bear pride. Halas Hall, we break it down right. Join us on the journey from day to night. Blue and orange army taking over the scene. 2025's the year, know what we mean. Bear fans unite, it's our time to rise. Sunday mornings, pre-game vibes in the skies. Lions think they're fierce with Dan Campbell's call, but all that greed ain't gonna help them at all. Same old story, we know how it goes. They just can't compete, everybody knows. Minnesota Vikings always talking smack, but when it's game day, they ain't got the knack. Sitting on the couch while we're making a stand. Over here in Chi-Town, we're the best in the land. Halas Hall, we break it down right. Join us on the journey from day to night. Blue and orange army taking over the scene. 2025's the year, know what we mean. Bear fans unite, it's our time to rise. Sunday mornings, pre-game vibes in the skies. Packer fans yell blow pack blow, but can't see the truth. We're stealing the show. Rivalry heated, but we stay real cool. Halas Hall Report, yeah, that's the rule. With every episode, we build that hype. Stats and team news, we got the right type. Fan base strong, we ain't looking back. 2025, it's a winning attack. So gather round fans, put your hands in the air. Every Wednesday night, we're breathing that bear. Join the revolution, watch the magic unfold. Halas Hall Report, we're breaking the mold. Halas Hall, we break it down right. Join us on the journey from day to night. Blue and orange army taking over the scene. 2025's the year, know what we mean. Bear fans unite, it's our time to rise. Sunday mornings, pre-game vibes in the sky. So mark your calendars, don't miss a beat. Every Wednesday night, Halas Hall can't be beat. Stats, facts, team news on deck. Halas Hall Report, what did you expect? 2025, the Bears are here to stay. Blue and orange in the north, leading the way.
Hey, good evening. Welcome to Halas Hall Report. I am Ken the Bear fan, and with me, of course, as always, is my partner, the man who has no opinion about anything unless it's the She-Eagles, the Giants, Notre Dame, Penn State, his dog. It's Woody. Good evening, Woody.
What's going on?
Oh, well, we're making moves, man. We're making moves. Kind of.
Yeah, I see
I mean,
that.
not trades. We're no trade deadline stuff. We actually made a free agency move.
Yeah, it's a little bit of I know he's a little bit of a headache on every team he's been on. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're moving Brisker to corner. I have no idea. But we'll see what's going on. So yeah, CJ is a Chicago Bear.
So, I kind of have the same thought. I think CJ means someone is moving to the corner with Gordon and Jalen being out. And maybe, I don't know if Stevenson's back yet. I didn't look at today's injury report yet. I wouldn't expect him to be a full practice today. In fact, let me just bring that up now. I don't think it's going to tell me anything that we're going to want to know today. But I think, yeah, that's kind of someone's going to the corner position because we don't need 5 safeties.
Yep.
Yeah, because today Luther Burden did not practice today. Roshan did not practice today. DJ Moore did not practice today. Adunze did not practice today. Dominique Robinson did not practice today. DeAndre Swift did not practice today. Zacchaeus did not practice today. Cole Kmet was limited. Tyreek Stevenson was limited. And Agba Manga was full practice. So, yeah, I mean, it's okay. Tyreek's probably going to play this weekend, limited practice. He'll probably end up playing. Did not practice. Burden will probably, if he gets through concussion protocol. I think Roshan's about done in Chicago. I don't expect him to play. DJ will play. Rome will play. Dominique Robinson will probably play. DeAndre Swift will play. Zacchaeus will play. Komet will play again. So, I mean, yeah. I think someone's going to move the corner, man. I think they need another name to go out there with Tyreek right now.
Yeah, we'll see if they can handle his attitude.
I mean, well, he's playing with a coach he played for like 4 years and didn't have any issues with.
Well, that's the reason these teams are giving when he leaves there. So, CJ, I know you're listening. Just practice and play and keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be okay. However, there is something I need to bring up, which is kind of ironic. Let me load it. There we go. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do.
And yes, a reporter today at his press conference, get this, there's always one. One of the pool reporters asked him, well, what did he say to you? He's like, dude, it was 5 years ago. I don't remember.
Yeah.
So that's the one move we made. The other one, our boy is up. They moved him up.
Yep. Austin Booker.
Booker got activated from the IR, and Shamar Turner got placed on the IR. Of course, he tore his ACL last weekend, which sucks. But that means Booker's up. So that's almost like making a trade or something right there, because we haven't had him all season.
So I guess it wasn't true that if we didn't take him off IR last week or up on the
we could have just been off on our date. That's all. Yeah, Cam. Good evening, brother. Coming in from Arizona. Not sure about the CJ signing. I mean, look, he started 16 games last year for the Eagles. Started for the Super Bowl game. He started in the Super Bowl. The guy's obviously got talent. He went as a free agent. No, he was he traded?
He wasn't. He came back to the Eagles.
He went to the Texans though this year. They cut him. Then he got traded to the Texans, and they cut him, went to Baltimore, wasn't even there a week, and they cut him. So, I mean, look, the guy's got talent. He played for Allen for like 3-4 years, so there's already rapport there. I think he's going to be fine. I think he might be a corner. Either they're going to put him at corner, or they're going to maybe move Owens to corner. That's a possibility, but I think he's been brought in to strengthen up the cornerback position. A few trades today. The Jets and Eagles. Oh, Steve, do tell, because I didn't see that when I looked.
Yeah, Eagles traded Wenchie, their wide receiver. I didn't get the whole trade.
So it was a minor trade.
Yeah.
So I didn't see it on.
Oh, they got a running back.
The Bears had, speaking of the Jets, so the Jets are listening to offers for Quinnen Williams, and the Bears have been linked. That's, of course, after Aiden Hutchinson signed that massive contract today for the Lions. Oh, there you go. Jets steal cornerback Michael Carter II to Eagles.
Michael Carter.
There it is.
Which I don't understand that, because the Eagles just signed Bigsby.
Yeah. But if
Michael
we can
Carter, another North Carolina native.
What would you think of the Bears making a trade for Quentin?
I think it depends on Robinson. I mean, he went down hurt, and Billings isn't really cutting it.
But Robinson and Billings are the backup. Dexter and I'm brain farting. There we go. Let me do it this way so I won't brain fart anymore. I mean, your starters are Dexter and Grady Jarrett, right? I mean, I guess Robinson is behind Dio. That's going to change, though, now. It'll probably be Booker. But your backups in the interior are Chris Williams and Andrew Billings. would you take out? I mean, I think okay, either Jared or Dexter has to hit the bench if you get Q, right? One of them.
Yeah.
So who's going to the bench, Jared or Dexter?
Jarrett.
Probably Jarrett. Yeah, that's what I would think. It would definitely make the O line, the D line, a lot better. And I don't know what. Hey, Bears Den. Good evening. Good to see you, my friend.
Going on, bud?
Duty said no trades are necessary for the Packers. You know what, though? When they say that, usually it means it's followed up by a trade. We're not going to make any moves this offseason the next day. And look, at the most famous one I can ever think of, we just signed Jeremy Roenick to a long-term contract. He'll be a Hawk for life. 2 days later, we've announced a trade that we're trading Jeremy Roenick to Arizona for Eric Daze. Just saying. Yep. I don't have faith when GMs say that. But, Q, yeah, Jarrett should be on the bench. That's Bears Den. Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering what maybe a second rounder for him?
I don't know.
Do you see many first rounders go at the trade deadline, first round picks?
Not really.
Usually, no, I mean, a second or third rounder maybe gets it done, but because looking at what the Bears' needs are, I'm happy with Dio. I think he's been playing really well. His pressure rate's pretty good. Sweat's been playing better. Oh God, here it comes, ladies and gentlemen, the troll of all trolls, the man who will troll you on anything you ever say, John Dorn. Bears should trade for Kirk Cousins. There we go.
He's going back to Minnesota.
Yeah. I think he's looking for better Gatorade guys. I think we're at edge. I don't see anything that we're trading for. Interior makes more sense. Q and Dexter in the middle helps the edge, I think. Let me see. Corner, defensive end, defensive tackle. But okay, let me ask you this though, Bears Den. If we get the defensive tackle instead, let's say we get Q. Right? And let's just say for sake of argument, there's no CB out there we're trading for, spending capital on. But if we get Q, doesn't that fix the DE some too? Because wouldn't Q make the defensive ends better?
Might be better against the run too.
Oh, we'd definitely be better against the run. And then when we get some guys back, a couple of our corners. Because right now, here's our corners. Tyreek Stevenson, Nashawn Wright, Josh Blackwell, and Nick McLeod.
Oof.
Because Gordon's out, Jalen Jones is out. When Gordon comes in, it's a whole different defense, right? When he's in the nickel. But if you brought in Q with the pressure that him and Dexter Gervin would put in the middle, I think you would think that would help with Montez and Dio, because those two are getting pressure, just not getting sacks.
Well, causing turnovers though with their pressure.
Yeah, but I think if you get Q, not only are we better against the run, I think maybe we start getting sacks. People ask me if I'm on drugs. Put my money in the Vikings.
Against
That's a
Detroit?
fair question, Steve. That's a fair question. That is a fair question. And I agree with what you're saying there. But you probably know what I'm trying to say here. They're not producing sacks. Mm-hmm. They've been producing pressure. Last week, they did not produce that much pressure. But that's more of an exception to the rule of what they've done.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been providing pressure, just not sacks. If you get a defensive tackle like Q, I would think you'd see more production out of your defensive ends. And you'd need less, obviously, out of your CBs. How many games the Bears are looking to lose? We'll get to that in a minute, Clark. Because we've only got 3 more games, hopefully, without Kyler Gordon. Because Gordon's a difference maker.
Mm-hmm.
So if we got Q, and he makes a difference. And then we get Gordon back in 3 more weeks, and we're making a push, which then goes to Clark's question: how many games do you think they're going to lose? Well, that's a good question. Of the next 2, I don't think we should lose either of them. We should win both these games.
There were in the beginning of the season when we gave our predictions. Those were 2 wins that we thought right off the bat. But the Bengals, even though they lost to the Jets, they still scored 38 points last week. And then the Giants, but what the loss of Scatterboo might see it be a little bit more easier. But watch the Giants going after a running back.
Their best 2 weapons are gone, Neighbors and Scatterboo.
Mm-hmm. They'll probably go after a running back at this deadline.
Like last week was the pass rush's worst game because they didn't even get pressure, right? Baltimore's offensive line did their job because we weren't even making their quarterback feel uncomfortable. We've at least been we made Jaden Daniels feel very uncomfortable on Monday Night Football.
Yep.
We didn't do that last week.
That's crazy. Whoever thought that Huntley would have more rushing yards against us than Jaden Daniels? Not me.
Didn't he have more passing yards too?
I'll have to check on that.
Now, some of that's Tyreek Stevenson being out too. But Bears Den, I don't disagree with you. We just got to get more pressure. He's got, Chase and Higgins are elite. And but if we put more pressure on him, they're gonna have to make more insane catches than easy catches, I guess.
And there's reports that Flacco might not play this Sunday, so it'll be Tim Browning.
We'll have to and we'll talk about that more on the Sunday show.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I'm still pondering this defensive line. If Q is a possibility, what would you be willing to pay for Q? Let's put that one. You in the comments too. Let us know what you'd be willing to trade for Q for Quentin Williams.
Dude, I don't. Maybe a second, third rounder. No higher, of course. That's it. Draft capital, no players.
Yeah, I think no higher than a second. Let me see what Quentin Williams' contract's going to be next year too, because he just signed an extension.
Well, Ken, I did mention this earlier in the week. Is that Bears recap the records from 30 years ago? Do we know what it is?
Wait, what's the question?
We brought a record back from 30 years ago from Sunday's game. Do you know what it is? I mentioned it earlier. It's the first time in 30-some years that a team had 2 intentional grounding calls in the same game.
Wow. That is not a good one.
Thank you. Caleb, paint my fucking nails, Williams.
Quentin Williams. Okay, I thought Quincy Wilson. Well, that was Quincy Williams. I want Quentin Williams. Hit the wrong one there. Quentin Williams. There we go. I hit the wrong Williams. Okay. His contract goes through 27. The first void year is in 28. Next year, his cap hit is 26, and 27 is 30. So that's not bad. So we get him for 3 years. Well, this year and 2 additional. I'd give him a second rounder for that.
How old is he?
Williams, he is 28.
I'll be 31.
So he'll be 30 when the contract ends. 30, 31, yeah. He was the number 3 pick overall in the 2019 draft. I think if we were to do that, I think it definitely makes the rest of it helps the edges. I think with Tyreek back this week, it's good. If Flacco plays, we definitely need help on the corners and the safeties with those 2, especially if we let Flacco stand in the pocket. And that's what we did against Baltimore. We let him stand in the pocket. We let Huntley be comfortable in the pocket, and then, oh, look, I got 15 yards of space. Let me just go for a little stroll.
Yeah. So we know that Flacco is not going to be too mobile, and we know Browning's not mobile either. So this is the week that we need our defensive rush in there sacking the quarterback.
What do you think about this? Bears Den says that he doesn't know if we trade for anyone, and he feels like Ben Johnson's going to want a roster makeover this offseason.
I agree. I don't think we're gonna get anybody.
But what about the roster makeover in the offseason?
Does he mean like the for the money, like Komet, or like a certain position that we're gonna do this roster makeover? I mean, that could be a lot of stuff.
Because I mean, you got to figure this team is pretty complete. I think all our current safeties all get re-signed because they all need a contract. I think if we could bring the same four back, I think we do. Obviously corner is something we're going to look at in the draft. Running back wise, I think Rojo's gone. I think he's been overtaken by the non-guy. And we'll draft another running back in the draft. Offensive line, we'll draft something because it takes a year or two to develop those guys. Defenses, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if there's going to be a move, it's going to be on defense. And it's going to be a defensive tackle, edge, or corner, like Bears Den said. But that's if we're going to do anything. I don't think we're do anything offensively. I think it'd be on the defensive side of the ball.
No, it'd be crazy if we do something on.
And I don't know what corners are available right now. And I don't know if there's any corners or edges available that we'd want to trade for. The only guy who I would be willing to trade for, I think, so far that we've heard of, is Quentin. Get us Quentin Williams. I mean, I think he would make the defense better from day one.
Well, not saying what running backs. Hope. Well, no, we don't need not from Notre Dame though. Next. Yeah, that's a good because I am guilty of this at the beginning of the year. I said Edmonds better play his ass off or he will not be on this team next year. He's making a statement. 3 interceptions. He's making a statement to be on this team next year.
And you know what? Let me see with Edmonds. Edmonds, I can't do any restructuring. He's $17 million next year as his cap. His post June 1st, we saved $15 million in cap. That's the only thing with Edmonds is he could become a cap casualty. Other guys, Drew Dahlman, look at it. I hate to say it because we just signed him for 3 years, but we cut him post June 1st. Oh no, that's a trade. Never mind. I had the wrong thing. But for Tremaine Edmonds, we can save $15 million if we cut him. The other guys we can save money, of course, would be Jalen Johnson. Cole Kmet would be $10 million. DeAndre Swift for saving $6 million. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Mm-mm.
That's another guy. I think a lot of people are like, okay, wait a minute, no. Like that touchdown last week, people talk about his vision. That touchdown he scored last week was all vision.
Yep.
That was a run right. He took it left. He cut it back, went left, scored a touchdown. Cap shape, we're going to be okay. The D-line, I don't know if it's a total gut job, but let me just give you some ideas on that. Montez Sweat next year is $25 million, which for an edge is actually not a bad price. The problem is he hasn't been performing. If we were to cut him post June 1st, we take $14 million in dead, and we pick up $11 million in cap. Pre-June 1st, it's $18 million in dead, 6.9. But remember, you can designate 2 guys you cut before June 1st to be post-June 1st. You could get rid of him. I would not get rid of Grady Jarrett. $17 million dead cap to save $2 million. We're stuck with him next year, unless you can trade him. The rest of that O-line is Jervin Dexter is cheap. He's $2 million next year.
Oh, we got to keep him. He's producing.
Shamar Turner, of course, is cheap. Dio is okay. Dio he's post June 1st, we save $3 million. We lose 17.5 is a $20 million cap hit. So therein lies the problem. So
do you think win nothing game?
Yeah, I don't know what you meant by that one.
Hmm.
And I agree. Yeah, Clark, what do you mean by that? Do you think win nothing game? I don't think so. No, we're going to win some games. But I mean, I agree with Bears Den. We're not getting enough out of the D line, and maybe adding Quinnen Williams does that, and then maybe we can trade Jarrett and get out from that cap money from him, because that'd be a very expensive backup. Do you think Bears win another game? Maybe is that what?
Oh,
The
yeah.
Bears. Yeah, the Bears are going to win some games. Yeah, you know what though, A-Dub, we talked about this morning, not to talk too much about the Lions on the Bears show, but look at the way they've structured these contracts. I think they're going to be okay in Detroit. They've done a good job, just like, honestly, really, for the most part, Poles has done a pretty good job in the way they structure these contracts to always make sure they have space available.
And Billy has the best comment of the week.
I'll get to that one in a second. Yeah, the Bears getting a new stadium. A second for Quinnen Williams, I think, would work. And of course, Billy wants to trade Caleb.
Absolutely.
And yeah, Pat, and like I get it. Bears Den, I get it. Bears Den, I think I get it. You want to improve the pass rush. So let me put that out there again. And now that we've got the best tailgater on the planet with us, Billy, would you give a second-round pick to the New York Jets for Quinnen Williams at defensive tackle? To pair him up with Jeremy Dexter.
I'm going to ask you a question. If we're getting the same results from Caleb this time next year, are you going to still think the way you are?
Well, next year will be year 3, so it's the prove it year. If he can't prove it by year 3, yeah, it might be time to move on.
Got it.
You know, with Caleb, we've seen some ups and downs this year. I mean, the passing game was good. First couple games coming out of the bye, it's been the running game. Not that, look, his numbers weren't terrible last week. This is what I think the biggest problem the Bears have is in between the 20s, Caleb's numbers are fine. Offensively in total, not just Caleb, in total, our red zone efficiency is abhorrent, 30%, like almost dead last in the NFL. That's a Ben Johnson problem. Ben Johnson needs to figure out this offense, what's going to work in this offense to score in the red zone. Yeah, Billy says he'd take Quinnen Williams for a second-round pick. So, Ryan, if you're watching, we have spoken. Drop the second-round pick to the Jets for Quinnen Williams.
And if you do that, Billy will make you a fucking sandwich.
The 22 draft class. Let me see who was all in the 22 draft class. Let me bring that up.
22? Roshan?
Yeah. Well, he's gone. He's going to be gone. I think he's going to be gone. For sure. Okay. Okay. So here's the 2022 draft class. Kyler Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll stay. Brisker. He'll stay. Villius Jones is gone. Braxton Jones, that's an interesting one. Dominic Robinson, I think he'll stay. Zach Thomas is gone. Tristan Ebner's gone. Doug Kramer's still on the roster as the backup center. He was a 6th rounder. Tyree Carter's gone. Elijah Hicks is still there. He'll need a contract. He's been pretty decent. And Trenton Gill is gone. So that's the draft class from 22.
That's what I'm talking about, Billy. I give it by the end of this second year.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna move on that quick. They're gonna give him at least 2 years under Ben, 3 years before they move on. I mean, the reality of it. We expect too much too fast. He it's like I share the frustration, but I think it's not just him. Like the red zone, Ben's got to figure out what plays are going to work because some of the plays he be calling just doesn't work for this Bears team. And sometimes they dial something up and the protection doesn't work. This protection, look at the protection's been much better, but dude, it still had its moments. Like he took the one sack this week where he was in the pocket, didn't even get a chance to get outside. The same thing with the 2 intentional groundings. The protection broke real quick. So the protection isn't completely fixed. It's better. I mean, it's really a lot better. Don't get me wrong, but there's still some things they're figuring out. But my problem is with Ben more than anything. Like some of the play calling, why are we still not using tight ends as weapons? We started out on Sunday, first play of the game, go to Colston, right? Then when do we go to a tight end again? When we go to Loveland once and then we don't go anymore. Yeah, Billy, I get that, and I agree with that. The hype train did not do him any favors. I agree with you. Yeah, I agree. See, I agree with Bears. Then you got to give him through year 3 before you make the decision, and we'll know if they come into year 4. If they don't pick up the 5th-year option, it'll be pretty obvious. It's like I said this morning. If they pick up a 5th-year option, Caleb's the guy for the next 10 years. If they don't pick up the 5th-year option, looking for quarterbacks. That's usually the way it works in the league. Very rarely do they get rid of the guy before year 3. Very rarely. And even then, you'd have to have a better prospect to replace him with. And that's the other question. Like, who are you going to replace him with? What's the better prospect to replace him with? What's the guy you're going to replace him with? You're like, yeah, that's the guy who's going to take this team built as is further. Yep, and that's Ben Johnson too. Like Ben Johnson is not. He hasn't figured out red zone efficiency. He hasn't figured out stuff after the first 15. And some of the bigger plays are busted plays where Caleb is making something happen.
And
that's the other thing.
It felt like in the first quarter, the Bears threw their main plays at him right away.
Well, those are
spread them out.
scripted.
Yeah,
they were
spread them out.
Yeah. And the problem with the scripted was they were great until they got to the red zone. And then it's like, okay, go to our red zone offense plays, and they don't work. And then you get to the second quarter and you're no longer scripted. And like the only good plays we really had were plays that were most of the good plays after that. If you look at a lot of the bigger plays, those are off script plays. The original play broke down. Caleb's scrambling out to his right or his left for his life and makes a throw. That play to DJ Moore that we all got upset because he didn't get out of bounds was a busted play.
Yep.
Where Caleb made a phenomenal crossbody, crossfield throw, and then DJ made a phenomenal catch on the other end. That was not scripted. That was off script. That was all those guys. So I don't know. See, and that's a weird thing. Though, Billy, you're not wrong. Like, why don't they call plays for the tight ends when Caleb is in? Why do they wait to put the backup in and go with the tight ends? Like, I don't get that. We did give up on the run too early. That's it. Like, Caleb's numbers were not terrible. The interception, I thought he was trying to force it to Rome to kind of get something going. I thought he tried to force that ball. Rome wasn't his first look. He was like his third or fourth look, and then he tried to force it there anyways. That was a bad. I thought that was a bad call by him. But Ben's got to do something with this play calling. Like, why do we abandon the run? Why is it that your script plays work so well, but the second you get off the scripted plays, you can't do anything?
I thought Dunze was going to have a huge game after that first quarter. Oh, thanks, Ken.
Yeah, we got we got Ballrick Senior today. Ken Senior in the house. What's up? Of course, we'll see you on JB show later. And I don't have the music, so I can't do the head nod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that was Monangai was open on the check. But you know what though? Did he see Monangai? That's the other thing. Like I look at, and I mean, it's cross board for any quarterback. When we so many times you see this on Facebook, you see it on X, you see it on podcasts. Oh, this guy was open. Look at this view, this camera angle that we're seeing where the guy was wide open. Okay, cool. Yeah, he was open. Now, let's take you down the field level at the quarterback's eye level with his view, with the bodies in front of him, and then let's put some adrenaline pumping through you as you're maybe running out of the pocket or moving and seeing if you see him too. If he's even visible to you. You think the Giants have a decent chance on Sunday? No. Sorry. Well, I don't know who they playing this Sunday. I say no because of their injuries on offense. Who they play Sunday? And we'll talk about this Sunday actually more. So if you come and join us on Sunday, we'll definitely.
We got them next week.
Yeah, we get them the week after. This week the Giants got the Niners. Niners are 2.5 game favorites. We'll talk about that Sunday for sure, Travis. So come back Sunday. Initially right now, I would say probably at the 49ers game to lose. But we'll talk. I got to look at that game more before I really talk about it.
I did.
Well, yeah, Billy, we do Billy, but I mean, look at. I'm not saying, Travis. I love the Roger that. He's military. Who, Travis?
I got your 6, bud.
With Billy, I'm not even saying Billy's wrong here, but I just wonder how many times when we say that would the quarterback actually see it? With the massive bodies and the adrenaline and everything else. I mean, it's easy for us to armchair quarterback it, and every quarterback misses guys.
When I was quarterback here 13 years, man, I saw all my guys. I didn't favor one. Like when you go into a play, who's going out for a pass. So, like for example, I'll never forget the 2-point conversion, and he tried to force it in the end zone, and Monangai was wide open on the right.
Yep.
He's open. He was facing him, but then he started running for his life because his man wasn't open in the end zone.
Yeah, and then maybe with the moving that changes the throw. I don't know. I mean, so on one aspect we think, well, he's wide open. Why don't you do it? Well, there could be mitigating reasons why not. I guess is the thing that we need to take in consideration more when we look at that. But so I'm not mad at Caleb. I go back to what Bears Den said, man. It's the defensive line. If they would produce more, I think that even affects the offense. It takes some pressure off the offense. I think that's where we got this weekend. We were playing from behind after we couldn't get in the red zone. We got in the red zone after we couldn't get in the end zone, those 2 red zone trips. We're up 6-0. They get 1 trip down, and all of a sudden they're winning. It's 7-6, and then we're behind the gun. And that's not good for any offense.
That's the other thing about the red zone. First and goal from the 7, I'd say 25 out of 32 teams are scoring a touchdown. First and goal from the 7.
Yeah.
And right away, we're up 6-0, and bam, touchdown. We're up. We're losing 7-6. Got to score.
Let me see.
You could have been up 14-0. Yes, Billy, I can make the throw. You don't worry. Packers are wearing the Notre Dame looking helmets this Sunday. Fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, the leather things, yeah. Our red zone efficiency, 47.83%, which is 7th worst in the NFL. Additionally, we have been flagged for penalties 7 times instead of the opponent's red zone, which has impacted us. So that's been the other problem too. And we didn't even talk about that yet. It's not only that our red zone efficiency sucks, is we get way too many procedural penalties.
We're averaging 10 plus. We're averaging 10 plus penalties a game. 10.
And at what point? I mean, Ben's talking about the excuses are over. Yes, they are, Ben. Why are we still getting these penalties? What are you? What is it? I mean, Ben, do you need to dumb it down? Ben, you need to do something, because I mean, I got it. First year coach trying to figure it out. You were a good OC. I don't know if you're a good head coach yet, to be honest with you. The initial returns look like, okay, good. Now I'm starting to get concerns because you can't figure out the red zone. You get way too many penalties on your offensive side of the ball. The defensive side of the ball has been pretty good on penalties. And some of the penalties they've gotten have been absolute trash, right? Like, I can't believe they were called, but they haven't been as the Washington game, they were egregious. These three stops that became first downs and two of them were complete utter bullshit. The Brisker one where he hit the ankles, fine, but the refs missed him getting pushed in the back, which probably affected that.
He tackled him up by his thighs.
He probably would have been too low anyways, even without that. So that one I can let slide. But the other two were just egregiously bad calls. But the offense has made a lot of egregious mistakes where it wasn't the referee. Minus the Roma Dunze touchdown that got called back against Washington. Yep. That was a call that shouldn't have been made. But a lot of the other ones, almost all of them are like, that can't argue with it. It's been terrible. And that's Ben Johnson. That's all on Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson hasn't utilized his. Why are we when we do see a programmed run for Caleb? Why is it so? It's so bad because everyone knows it's coming. It's telegraphed. Like, yes, using Caleb in the run offense, having designed runs for him or even DJ Moore, smart because they're net positives normally. But when you telegraph it, not smart. But every time it's going to be a designed run for Caleb, everyone knows it's coming. Same thing for DJ. Oh, DJ Moore's going to get to carry the ball. Everyone knows it. That won't even be a game tomorrow night, Steve. The Ravens should destroy them. But we can't be looking at the Dolphins to see if there's anyone we want to rate off that roster.
No Bradley Chubb either. I want to fucking hear it.
No, he's too expensive. I think Quinnen Williams would be the guy I target. Here's the question on Quinnen Williams, though. Would anyone be willing to give up a first-round pick for him?
No.
If that's what it took.
No.
For basically what would be a 2.5-year rental.
We were questioning if Trey Hendrickson would get a number one pick.
Right, but I'm just saying if there's a bidding war.
No.
Would you give up a second plus something else, like another draft pick, like a second this next year in 26 and like a fifth in 27?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think Quinnen Williams solves some problems, helps on the run, helps that those edges become more efficient, get more pressure, takes pressures off our corner situation. And maybe that even helps set the offense up for some more success.
Well, speaking of new teammates, we signed Steve Carlson back for the 15th time, our tight end.
Yeah.
And what is it, Jarvis? A defensive tackle that used to play for the Packers. And
he was a practice squad signing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And there was somebody else too. No big name.
They were practice squads. I mean, for the 53, I think we definitely need to do something. Right now, the best option is probably Quinnen Williams. Q's probably the best option because I don't know if there are any good options at corner or at defensive end that are worth the capital. Offensively, I think we're good. Ben just needs to figure shit out. I think offensively right now it's on Ben Johnson. They've got talented players. They've shown the ability to have a good pass offense. We saw it in the beginning of the year. And then we saw 2 games of a good run offense once we made the switch with the good old Canadian Eagle at left tackle. I mean, that's worked out, moving him in there, moving Braxton out. The run game did get better. I don't know if there's anything we do on the offensive line change-wise. I think Ben's just got to figure it out and put it all together and give us a functioning offense that can run and pass, not one or the other. And he's got to figure out the red zone efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
That's play, because with this talent level, it's not talent level that's stopping us in the red zone. That's play calling.
Yeah, that 2-minute offense at the end of the game was just horrendous. I mean, have some guts.
Yes.
And I said this on Monday. Take the tampon out jump over the center like Matt Stafford would do, hold the ball over, let it break the plane, and then come back down. Don't hide if you like I did on Monday to your left side because they're ready for that. So
No, I agree with you completely. Completely. Like, what are they doing? I mean, just do something. It was just god awful, terrible. Yeah. I almost don't know what to say about the. I mean, the talent level. I mean, once again, though, why are we not using tight ends more? Cole Kmet, Colson Loveland are two very good receiving tight ends that get no receptions.
mm-hmm.
Why?
I mean,
Why is it we can't look at Travis Kelce the other night? Why can't we do this? He makes like he's looking for a block, then sneaks out. Pat Mahomes hits him. 40 yards later, he's downfield with a big first down.
Well,
The Bears could do that. Why don't they?
Well, that's what Baltimore did against us.
Yeah,
when they scored that touchdown.
We did that. One of the Swift. We did that with Swift on a play, kind of. Why aren't we doing that with our tight ends?
Mm.
Why aren't we utilizing our tight ends? Is Ben trying to save this stuff up for the second half of the season? I mean, look, if we don't win these next two games, the second half of the season really
we're screwed.
We're kind of screwed. It's going to be very, very hard to get in the playoffs. We need wins.
We'll talk about next year then.
Yeah. Then we'll be talking about next year, and I don't think we're there yet. I think we're still in the playoff hunt for sure. At 4-3, we're definitely in the playoff hunt. What is he doing with his offense? So two things that need to happen. Defensive line needs to at least get back to getting pressure like we were getting, not like last week. And Ben Johnson needs to figure out this offense. The talent's there. The talent's not the issue. It's him. It's him. The offensive line is protecting pretty well overall. Are the routes not such that they're getting, is Caleb not seeing it? But it looks like Caleb is scanning, looking, and when you look at what he's looking at, there's nothing really open. So that means they're not doing enough to get open, because we're not saying, oh my God, there's all these open people. We're pulling out a play here, a play there, but it's not an every play occurrence. So what's the issue with the offense? Is it that we're not sneaking the tight end out enough? The play action is not really working right now because they're still covering up. Yep. It's funny, now that the run is working, the play action isn't working. When the run wasn't working, the play action worked. Go figure.
Yep, I hear you.
Is he telegraphing the plays? Is he too predictable as a play caller right now? Someone please help me out. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
I mean, is there anything you think we could add offensively that would change it?
No, because the DJ Moore rumors, that would probably be the closest thing, or a running back. But both our running backs are doing pretty good now, so they probably want to hold off. So if I would have had to pick offense and defense for a trade deadline, if I had to pick, it would probably be maybe DJ Moore, but I don't see that happening at all. But if I had to, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I don't understand the DJ Moore talk, to be honest with you. That does not make sense. It really doesn't make sense to me. Someone please make it make sense, because it makes zero sense to me. Why would we trade DJ Moore? Oh, his number. Well, the basic argument, the numbers aren't there this year. Okay, but what about all the other things he does? He does a lot. I think that would be stupid to trade him away.
Mm-hmm. I think Bears fans are still pissed off last year when he walked off the field.
That one game, the Arizona game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's not DJ. That's not who he is. That was one moment in time, but they make it sound like it's his whole career. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I don't know offensively who I would. You're not going to get rid of Zacchaeus. You're not going to get rid of Moore. You're not going to get rid of Luther Burden. You're not going to get rid of Dunze. You're not going to get rid of Duvernay. Jahadi Walker hasn't even played really this year much. You could trade Braxton Jones, but I like him as a backup to Theo. To be honest with you, he's a solid backup. That's the kind of guy you want as a backup. Ryan Bates, same thing. Luke Newman's been okay as a backup for the Tooney. Trapio, not trading him.
I don't see it.
I don't see anyone that you're trading except Roshan Johnson.
Well,
I think his time in Chicago is about done.
yep.
And you're not going to get much for Roshan, so it's not even worth doing. So, yeah, someone please explain why you would ever want to trade DJ Moore, and what would you get for him? That's going to help this team with what you take away. So I guess we'll have to keep on. Hopefully, hopefully the Bears, if they're going to do something, I don't think it'll affect this Sunday's game, but you never know. Because could the Jets be wanting to get one more game out of Williams before they trade him? Maybe, possibly. I don't know.
I don't think so.
But let's hope by the time we reconvene Sunday morning, Williams is in a Bears uniform. That would be nice. We're gonna keep track on the AC joint issue with Flacco to see if he plays Sunday. And don't forget, Sunday 11 a.m. Central, noon on the East. Woody and I will be back with at least one of the mics, if not both mics, for pregame, and we'll definitely talk about Sunday's game then. But between now and then, I don't know what else much. I mean, I think the Bears aren't done. I think they're going to either trade something or sign something. If I think Quinnen Williams, if they can get him, that trade they'll make. I don't know if there's anything else out there that I'm tracking that would help this team as far as trades and as far as free agents. Maybe they add something. But I think adding Booker off the IR is like getting a midseason acquisition too, because he hasn't played a single game this year.
Mm-mm.
So that's a fresh body.
I can't wait to see him play.
Yeah.
He was awesome during preseason, 5 sacks, and didn't play a game. So.
Yeah, and then they kept him on the IR as long as they possibly could.
Damn Santos.
Yeah, that's the other thing we even talk about, Santos and Moody.
Mm-hmm.
First off, I'm surprised Moody's still on the practice squad, that someone else hasn't picked him up. Does Moody make that 58-yard field goal at the end of the half on Sunday?
Darren, we don't know. We know Santos wasn't going to make it, even if he puts his whole leg into it.
So he put everything into it and still ended up like 10 yards short.
Yeah. And people don't notice the reason why the Niners got rid of Moody is because he off a 27-yard missed field goal.
Yep.
And he was inconsistent. So maybe he's better with the longer leg. So we never know.
Yeah,
it's called a hurricane play.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still love Santos. He's very consistent, but only up to a certain point. And then his range is just completely gone. We all want an Aubrey on our team. That guy probably kick it from 70 or 80. Shit. We just don't have that. But that's still interesting that Moody is still on the practice squad. Yeah. They didn't release him. Usually that kicker you sign on when your kicker gets hurt, as soon as your kicker gets back, it's not back to the practice squad, it's released. Yep. And they didn't release him. So we'll have to pay a little attention on that for Sunday, see what happens for our game. Of course, our game is the early game at 1 p.m. on the East, noon in the Central. So the pregame, we're going to go right up on it. So probably we'll get some of those notifications during the game. So please join us for that. Of course, you can get us on Rumble at Ken the Bear Fan on Rumble and comments, especially if you're watching on X. I know X comments don't always come through. Rumble comments seem to come through better. So like and subscribe at both places, actually, so you always know when we're on. Definitely go to the Huddle Sports Network on Facebook, Huddle Sports Network on YouTube, Woody the Bear Fan on Facebook, Mike the Bear Fan on Facebook. And you can also catch us on the Huddle Sports app, which is on Roku and Fire TV. Just go to the app search function on your device there. Search Huddle Sports, and we'll pop right up. And then we're at JB's the kneecap biting with Motor City Lions on that YouTube as well. We streamed there. Definitely make sure you get us at all those locations. And give us more comments. Some great comments tonight. I agree with a lot of what Bears Den podcast had to say. Always, Billy, I agree with you on a lot of it too. I just think we give Caleb more time. But I agree with you that the way Caleb came in isn't helping his case now.
Oh.
But that dude, anytime you take a quarterback, I think in the first round, it's in the first 10, all those guys come with a certain amount of hype, especially at number 1. But yeah, him calling the punter saying you're not going to be needed much doesn't help him today.
Or Ken, I know what I'm worth.
Yeah. I don't know how much that was a true story and how much that was fabricated, though.
That was an interview. You didn't see it you didn't see it?
I didn't see that interview.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah.
I must have missed that one. I mean, yeah, I will say this, though, there are some things I really like about Caleb. The other day, the last home game, during the week, he met with a cancer patient survivor. Took his jersey off his back, signed it, gave it to her. She gave him a denim jacket for cancer awareness, and he said, "I'll wear it." And he did. He wore it for his post-game interview. If you remember that denim jacket, that was given to him by a fan. I like how he is with the fans. He's very good with the fans. His press conferences are good. And you know what? I like that he's self-aware to call himself out on shit. So, yeah, he came in bad, maybe a little hot, but I think he's put that in check, Billy. I think he's put that in check.
Well, it's like somebody saying sorry like 20 times. Yeah, it's great that you're saying sorry, but it doesn't help anything.
Yeah, but I mean, I think his actions are kind of making up for it in terms of the other stuff. Now we just need to see it on the field more. And that I agree with you guys. So, going to be interesting. Tonight, don't forget, right after us on the network is the Red Zone Rant. And a half hour after this will be the Roundtable with JB. I'll be on that show tonight. That'll be won't be on the Huddle Sports Network. It'll be on Kneecap Biting with Jeremy with Motor City Lions. It'll be on Ken the Bear Fan on X, Ken the Bear Fan on Rumble. It will be on those. So catch us there. In that show, we'll be doing a preview of all the games this weekend as well, giving the predictions. As far as Woody and I, we'll be doing our game predictions for the Bears and on Sunday, and we will, because Travis asked us, we will do the Giants game, or as we like to call them, the Ginas.
Yep, Giants. Yep.
And a couple of the other games, Travis. So definitely, and VA is a tough place to work right now, especially with the shutdown. So I hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for helping guys like me out who need the VA and try, do a lot of business with the VA. So thank you.
Yeah, Ken's disability. You got to help him out.
No, my disability check will come. It's mandatory spending. I'm not affected by the shutdown for my retirement pay or VA pay, thank goodness. But there are a lot of guys on active duty right now who aren't getting a paycheck. They will get their money when the government reopens, but certain banking institutions like Navy Federal is really good about this. They'll pay the active duty soldiers like normal, and they'll recoup the back pay. But like USAA, who wants to spend all their money on Gronk doing TV commercials, will not. So there is hope for us. But what now?
Bullshit.
What?
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did. But
pay the soldiers. Pay the soldiers. That's it.
That they should. I agree with you. And on that note, we'll leave you guys for the evening. Thank you guys for joining us. Woody and I will see you right back here Sunday. Bear down.
Bear down.